Alright, here is a demonstration of the worst issue with Android devices. So let's say I'm scrolling through videos and I don't even click on anything, I barely touch it. Let's say I barely touch a video. See how they go dark? That's how I was able to accidentally click on that one video that was in my recommendations. And not only that, but it was super duper loud. And you know what video it was? Okay, it was the Green Hill Zone. Now, not that the Green Hill Zone's bad. I don't have anything against the Green Hill Zone theme. But seriously, why did my device go so loud to the point where it's so distracting and a complete embarrassment? It would have been fine if it were maybe a tiny bit loud, but boosted like crazy. And no, I'm not just meaning like, like I turned it up loud or something. No, it's doing it by itself. And this is a problem that only Android seems to have. iOS may have it, but I don't use iOS very much, so I don't know. I've only ever seen this problem on Android. Like, newer Android devices seem to only have this problem. It's just so annoying to me that they cannot fix this problem. I keep getting software updates, and nothing helps. Like, it forces me to update it. And you know what else is very, very stupid and lame? Look what they did with the software update. They moved the buttons. What's the point of that? What's the point of moving the buttons? Why would you move the buttons to the right side of the screen? That is so hard to get used to. I've had it for a few weeks, probably months by now. You know what? It's still hard to get used to. I can occasionally accidentally click on a few apps down here. Why did you do that, Android? That is so dumb. You could have kept them centered, like they're supposed to. I don't know, like they're supposed to be. Dude, that is so dumb. Look, I like using Android, but if you're not gonna fix your problems, you're not gonna be hearing good responses. And smartphones, like they're doing bad things, like they're doing illegal things and all that and getting away with it. Like they're doing horrible things and it's ridiculous. Like they're trying to use cheaper methods, and I think that's why these problems are occurring. They're trying to use cheaper methods for making smartphones, and it's wrong. They shouldn't be doing this, especially when they're littering. Like, you know how much the earth is littered because iOS is pretty bad about this too. They're picky about their charger design. They have to make a very anal retentive, different. I know I'm probably not even using that word in the right context, okay? They're using a different design for their chargers. Completely different design. Android changed their design for their chargers a while ago. It would be so much easier to just keep one design and prevent less, littering. And it would also be less of a problem for people. This is ridiculous. It would be less of a problem because I have the time with finding the right charger for a certain device. You realize how much easier it would be to just make every charger the same? It's not like people. You can make every charger the same. It's easy. Just make them all the same. I've got a right to complain when all they do is they have to make things wrong. They can't ever make things correctly. And that's a major problem. Why can't they just make it correctly? This is really frustrating to me. it's probably frustrating to everybody else too. I don't know how you guys feel. Now this is the worst problem. So I'm going to click on a video. If it even loads. Okay, you can see I've got my volume set down, right? So I got my volume set down. Okay. Now, let's see if it turns itself up. Oh, sure, now it's not doing it. It doesn't want to do it when I screen record. But what it'll do is I'll have my volume, let's say I have my volume about here. And then when I click on another video, it's up to here. And this is, I don't get this problem either. It's very weird. And it's especially bad when when you just get up in the morning and you're trying to keep things quiet, or if you're trying to relax at night. You're gonna wake people up. This is a stupid problem, and I don't know why they don't care that this is an issue. Okay, so I have it about, I have it turned down. I'm not gonna mess with it. You saw where I had it. Let me just search something. Let's search Blue Scorpio. Because I know he won't mind me looking at his channel. So, here's Blue Scorpio. Let's try clicking on one of his videos. Now let's see what happens. He uses Sonic music in his videos. And he's kind of honestly lucky he's not getting copyright striked. But he's got to be careful because I think that Sega does still own the old music. Even though they don't use the original music, they do still own it, I'm pretty sure. So let's see what happens if I click on one of his videos. No, didn't turn itself up. It's weird. When I use a screen recorder, it doesn't seem to want to do it. It only seems to want to do it when I'm not screen recording, because the screen recorder records audio. So the screen recorder is only going to record your mic, it seems. So it's probably not going to record this problem. But believe me, it turns itself up. I'm not crazy. I could try, like, recording a different device, not screen record, but, like, I could film my tablet with my father's phone if you guys really wanted me to. I don't know if that would work. If I'd be able to do, if it would perform correctly for the camera or not. Seriously though, I just got up, and this is the worst problem I could be having. Like, this is the least of the problems I need to be having when I just got up. But, like, blasted Green Hill Zone. It, like, blasted the audio. It was ridiculous. And I didn't even have it turned up. It was turned very low. Like, it was about here. It was about to there. And you know where it was when the Green Hill Zone video got activated? Which I did not click on, by the way. To there. It was all the way up. Almost everybody who makes these kind of like anything that's electronic or something like that, they don't care about their product. Just like Plotagon doesn't care about their app. You know how many problems Plotagon has It is so finicky. You know why it's so finicky? You can accidentally double tap your back button. Talking about this button down here. You can double tap that button and the app will lock up. I'm not even exaggerating. It will lock up. Come on. Another major problem Plotagon has is that it lags. The music cuts off when you're in the process of making a video. Sometimes it can even do it in the final rendered product. One major problem with the voices, you've heard it in some of mine, the voices are muted. And many protagonists complain about that problem. I'm not the only one. They call it protagonists for Plotagon users. That's what they call it. But the last thing I need to wake up to is a electronic issue, because I like my electronics. And the last thing I need is a problem to tick me off. I don't know about electronics anymore. I mean, they're good, but they just don't know how to make them. They don't know how to make them work right. I like using them. I'm always going to use it. Like, I'm always going to use them. But you're always going to hear me complain you're always going to hear me complain one way or another. Like, I enjoy using them, but you're going to hear me complain. Plotagon also is super unstable. Like, it can crash like 9 times. I'm not exaggerating. Like, you can click on the icon, it won't say Plotagon is stopped or anything. It just keeps crashing the app. Like, you click on it, it instantly jumps back to the home screen. Click on it, it jumps right back to your home screen. It's irritating. That's how bad it is. Not to mention, if you fill a text box too much, like with too much text, or if you make your Plotagon too long, it will corrupt the entire project. You realize how mean that is? I almost think that feature was done deliberately. If you work really hard on something like that, the last thing you need is for it to get corrupted. Like, that's horrible. You can't save it from that. Oh, and you want to know the dumbest problem with Plotagon? How you render a video. You have to save it to your gallery instantly after it's done finalizing. As soon as it's finalized, you cannot hit cancel, you cannot hit the back arrow. Never mind, you can hit the back arrow, just don't hit it twice. Hit the back arrow once and the video will play slowly, and that's a quicker way to render the plot. But if you accidentally click on YouTube or another app, like if you click on another app, it will lie to you and say that your plot has been saved, even though it really hasn't. It's like a weird error where it says it's been saved, even though it's a total lie. Like, it says your plot has been saved. It really hasn't, though. You'd know if it's been saved or not, because 1, you have to hit save to gallery, or save to photos if you're on iOS. 2, you have to title it. You'd know, like, if it worked or not. You'd know. You can't even back out of the app and enjoy other things on your device while it's rendering. You have to literally just let it sit and render. Couldn't they have it similar to YouTube, where when you slide down the notification bar, it shows you the process? No, Plotagon's too stupid for that. And I think Android is too stupid for their problems as well. No offense to any of these companies, but they don't care. And that's a shame. That's a big shame. But since this has happened to me for the 100th time, I was forced to make a video. I had no choice. I had to make a video. It's been the 100th time this has happened to me. Like, at least. I don't remember this problem near as bad with older Androids. I just wish people cared more. That's all. If people cared more, they would fix the problems. But do you realize if you're trying to settle down at night or something, or if you are trying to just wake up and you want to keep the volume low, that's okay, but don't expect it to stay low, because it's not going to stay low. It's going to go up. The volume is going to go up. Worst problem ever. Worst ever problem. Thanks a lot for making me have to make this video. Like, thanks for forcing me to make a video. Like, you have no idea how frustrating it is to have to do this. But I had no choice. I had no choice at all. I think it's absolutely rude that you cannot just fix your problem. You don't care. And you're not gonna care if you don't try harder. Nobody cares about technology.